We don't think of air pollution as a real problem for New Zealand. It's more of a problem for overseas places like Delhi or Beijing. But new research is showing that it's having a bigger impact on our lives than we previously expected, and causing up to 13,000 cases of childhood asthma every year. So, how bad is air pollution in New Zealand? And is there anything we can do about it? There are two broad categories of air pollution that we're concerned about in New Zealand today: particulate matter and nitrogen dioxide. Particulate matter is tiny, microscopic particles suspended in the air. Whenever we burn something, whether it's wood for our heating, petrol for our cars, or coal for our industry, we create this type of air pollution. The other key type of air pollution is nitrogen dioxide, which primarily comes from our motor vehicles. In 2021, the World Health Organization lowered the safe limits for air pollution. This has been part of a growing change in how we think about its impacts on our health.
Typically, the chronic exposure, that is the low-level exposure over a long period of time, produces significantly more health effects than the short-term exposure. Because a lot of the short-term exposure, you get exposed, but once you're in a cleaner environment, everything kind of repairs, there's a chance for your body to recover. But constant exposure to low levels, just that inflammation stays and it causes issues.
Clearly, air pollution here is not as bad as we see in the worst overseas examples. But does that mean it's not a problem at all? The most recent research found that there were 3,300 premature deaths and 13,200 cases of childhood asthma due to air pollution annually. But what do those numbers mean? Air pollution isn't going to show up on a death certificate, but it's still a major contributor to a number of respiratory and cardiovascular issues, including heart attacks and cancer. To produce these results, researchers broke down the country into thousands of groups of around 2,000 people each. They pulled in huge amounts of data about everything from smoking status to age to ambient temperature and more. This was used to build a model that examined how various health outcomes would change as air pollution levels changed. This is a dramatic simplification of the research process, but even accounting for error from confounding biases, important trends become clear.
Who knew it was so significant? Well, a bunch of other researchers that were actually working together with the World Health Organization also found the same thing.
Air pollution is causing significant health issues and restricted activity across New Zealand. Many of the sources of air pollution are so ingrained in our everyday lives that they're accepted as a cost of modern urban life. But there are two reasons to be optimistic that this problem is solvable. Many of these solutions, including driving electric or driving less, and heating our homes more cleanly, have significant co-benefits for our health and that of our cities and our planet.
If we're really smart about things, we can get what I sort of call the trifecta of actually getting an air pollution benefit, a greenhouse gas benefit, and an active transport benefit.
And unlike climate change, where New Zealand doesn't have full control over the impacts we experience, air pollution is much more localized. We have full agency over our air quality problem. If we want to fix it, we can. The flip side of that is we're the only ones who can fix it. And just because we don't think of air pollution as a problem, doesn't stop it from impacting thousands of people in New Zealand every day. For more of our in-depth environmental reporting, head over to newsroom.co.nz.